And hello, everybody. Welcome to the next match of the Zelda 1 80%. No, Up+A tournament. I am going to be your commentator for the night, Isolated 999. And today we have a match versus Skaf1aw versus Tairr. Now, unfortunately, I was unable to look up both of these runners' times before coming in here. However, it looks like based on their splits that I'm seeing, Skaf was coming in with a PB of 36.14. Tairr coming in with a 56.13. And while that sounds like a large difference in number, bear in mind that anything can still happen. One player could get some unlucky bomb drops. Skaf1aw? Okay. Thank you, chat, for helping me get the correct pronunciation of Skaf1aw's name. So, again, as I was saying, anything could still happen. We could have unlucky bomb drops, unfortunate deaths. We could have lucky bomb drops. We could have lucky rupee drops, differences in routing, differences. There's a lot of things that could still happen. Now, granted, the times are what the times are, but again, that doesn't necessarily mean that one player is immediately in one shape or the other.
So Skaf1aw had a time of 42.58 in the first round, and it has Tairr down as 1 hour, which means either a forfeit or a time over 1 hour.
Now, seeing as I was unfortunately unable to get very much information on the players, I'm not quite sure what routes they're going to be taking. But there are a couple of routes that you can run in this game. There is the 2 first blue ring route. Generally, that is the route that you will take when you're first starting. Then there's a different version of it, the 2 first no blue ring route, where instead you pick up an extra potion, which you may see both players do anyway, just for race safety. Then we have the 3 first route. And 3 first generally goes one of 2 ways. You ideally want to leave level 4, I believe it is, level 4 or level 1, with 30 rupees, 8 bombs. If you do that, you won't have to worry about rupees for pretty much the rest of the run. And you'll be able to pick up the blue candle before going into level 5. Now, the other side of that token is the double hundo route. The reason it's called double hundo is you're going to pick up the 100 secret in the far northeast of Hyrule, and you're going to pick up the 100 secret in the Deadwoods, which, if you're not very familiar with Zelda 1, those will be hopefully shown. We may not see a double hundo readout of either player, but we will definitely see, in theory, we will at least see the Deadwoods 100 secret. And it looks like we are off. So the first thing you're going to see both players do is head straight for the Wood Sword Cave. So what we're seeing here is both runners are going to go 2 first. And what you're seeing both players attempt to do is a trick known as the screen scroll. So the way the screen scroll works is you need to be standing exactly 5 pixels from the edge of the screen. Do a 1 frame tap in a perpendicular direction, and then go ahead and just walk through to the other side. And what that does is it basically tricks the game into thinking you're already on the other side of the screen, so it just puts you over there. Now, the left side and the right side both have different advantages and disadvantages. So the left side screen scroll, as you saw, can be sword buffered, whereas the one on the right side cannot. But on the left side, you lose that little bit of invincibility. On the right side, you have invincibility towards projectiles in some cases. So we're going to see a pretty standard 2 clear. And Skaf1aw getting all of the bombs he could ever want. Getting 8 bombs in this first room, and Tairr unfortunately getting no bombs. So what this means for Tairr is that he's most likely going to go into the room next door to get some bombs. Oh, he's not. He's going to go straight for the Mordorms. And gets the fairy drop. So now that we've seen the fairy and the bomb drops, let's talk a little bit about how those works. So there are 2 counters in this game. There's your consecutive kill counter and there's your global kill counter. Your global kill counter, ooh, gets a lucky drop of the bombs there, although they may have been forced. I did not quite catch how many, if he had gotten hit before then. And you're seeing Tairr struggle a little bit with these Guerrillas, does get them though, as Skaf1aw picks up his first Triforce piece. So, the bomb and fairy count. So the way the consecutive counter works, if you kill 10 enemies in a row, and if you kill that 10th enemy with a bomb, you will always get a bomb drop as a result. Tairr, unfortunately, having a little bit of trouble getting the Dodongo bombing, he's going to have to go find some bombs in level 2. Hopefully he knows, oh, he's just going to take a Death Warp. Interesting. I'm not sure if he's familiar with the bombs on the room directly to the right of the Moldorm room. But that is going to set Tairr back quite a bit. So, if you kill the 10th enemy in a row with a bomb, you will always get a bomb drop. If you kill the 10th enemy in a row with any other weapon but a bomb, you will be guaranteed to get a 5 rupee. Now, if you kill 16 enemies in a row, then you will get a fairy drop. Any enemies you kill on that same frame as the 16th enemy, you will always be getting fairy drops. If you kill your 16th enemy on something like, say, a Keese or a gel that normally doesn't drop items, you will get no drop. Skaf1aw picking up his white sword that will double his attack power. He will now deal 2 damage per hit to enemies. What you saw Skaf1aw do is basically he got 2 30 secrets. It looked like he did not. I don't know if he actually bought the blue candle. He may be doing a red candle route. And one last note on the counter. If you kill a non-dropping enemy such as a Keese or Gel on the 10th kill with a bomb, it stores that bomb drop until your next enemy kill. Tairr will go ahead and finish off level 2. I'm getting some indication in chat that Skaf1aw normally does do the red candle route, so we will see that from him. We'll see if Tairr decides to do the same thing. Skaf1aw doing the pirouette in level 1, as it's known, to use that key door to open up that key door for free. So in level 1, both runners are going to be getting the bow. The bow is absolutely required to complete the game. You need it to not only fire the silver arrow into Ganon's face, but you also need it to kill the Goma in level 6. Looks like Tairr will also be picking up his 2 secrets here. And we'll see if he decides to go blue candle or not. Tairr has been getting some lucky bomb drops on the way, which is definitely helping him out a lot. Skaf1aw gets his bow. So another trick you may see the runners do, I didn't quite catch if Skaf1aw did it when he got to that diamond staircase room, is something called the block clip. The way that works is you have to line the very top of Link's hat up with where, if you look at the blocks, you'll notice that what's supposed to be the top of the block and the south side of the block have a hard shift in color. What you do is you line Link's hat, the very top of it, up with that line or 2 pixels below it. Do a 1 frame perpendicular tap. You want to be facing north for this. And then walk on up through the block. You'll stop halfway in and you can walk to the right and go to the stairway. Now, the block clip you can sword buffer every time. So it's a lot more consistent of a setup and one of the easier tricks to learn just through its setup. So now we'll be seeing Skaf1aw head over towards level 3. Tairr has picked up his white sword, and it looks like he's going to attempt to scroll his way across the river. Is not able to get that one. See if you can get this one. And this is where you can see that projectile invincibility coming into play. That projectile invincibility does not work if you're doing a left to right screen scroll. Now, fortunately for the runners, right to left is the more common screen scroll to see. Skaf1aw is going to be heading over to level 3 now, as Tairr goes into level 1. And Tairr is not going to do the pirouette. He is instead going to get the key out of this room. That is very interesting. Skaf1aw doing quite well on money at this point. Given that he is getting the red candle, he will only need to... Oh, interesting. Tairr's picking up the extra key there, which means he may be skipping one later, or he may be going through an extra key door. I'm not quite sure which. So... we'll see on Tairr's side a normal level 1. We'll see on Skaf1aw's side just how effective the bombs are against Dark Nuts. But you've got to be careful. If you place... So, you've got to be careful about which direction you're facing when you place the bomb, as you... Basically, the bomb holds your sword properties. So, if you're facing to the left, the bomb will be placed as if you placed it to the left, and if the Dark Nut would have blocked your sword shot, it will block the bomb. Which is a very weird interaction that I don't believe was intentional. Tairr is able to get that block clip in that room. You're going to see a standard walkthrough of level 3 for Skaf1aw, picking up the map on the way. And a beautiful bomb on Manhandla, also getting the bomb drop out of it. He's got 118 rupees, 8 bombs. He is in great shape going into level 4. Tairr will be finishing up level 1 in about 30 seconds here. He is a little low on health. It looks like he is going to kill these Wall Masters in an attempt to get some health back before he goes to fight the Aquamentus. Which isn't necessarily the worst decision in the world, as it is faster to do that than it is to take a death. And Tairr will be picking up his second Triforce. So, level 4 is a dungeon that is generally a, what's it called? A gate, per se, for when you're transitioning into 3 first, because you'll notice that Skaf1aw has 7 hearts, white sword, and is definitely good on bombs. It's tempted to do the dark block clip. There is a crack in the wall where you can line up Link's hat to do the block clip in the dark without having to just guesstimate at it. But I'm not quite sure which crack in the wall that is. Now, again, Skaf1aw, he has 7 hearts, white sword. Looks like Tairr is making his way over to level 3. He will be following in Skaf1aw's footsteps. If you're doing 3 first, you have wood sword, 4 hearts. And this Gleeok definitely is a rough fight if you're not used to his movement and you're not used to how his fireballs work. And I'll go into a little bit more detail on the Gleeok fight when we get there. Right now, we have a breakfast room. That's known as the breakfast room because you've got pancakes, eggs, and jelly. Tairr entering level 3 right as Skaf1aw picks up his ladder. Now, there's generally two routes you can take in level 3. There's depending on your bomb count, you may take one or the other or neither. In this case, Tairr's picking up quite a few extra keys. Which again, not necessarily wrong. He may have a different route in mind for some of the later dungeons. It's like he's going to do the bottom route of level 3. So the bottom route of level 3, it's not... I want to say it's a little bit slower than the top route. But with White Sword, that difference isn't as bad as with Wood Sword, where you have to use 4 hits per strike. So what you saw Skaf1aw do there, first off, he got a lot of bombs, and second off, what he did to get through that T-room is called a ladder clip. The ladder clip functions the same as the block clip. You line Link's hat up with where the top rung changes colors of the ladder, do a 1-frame top, and it tricks the game into thinking you're 1 tile forward, and you walk on through. Skaf1aw picking up his 4th Triforce at the same time as Tairr picking up his Raft. He's about a dungeon and a half behind right now. And that room, the room before the Gleeok, was absolutely excellent for Skaf1aw, not having to worry about any of the annoying non-bomb drops. He's got 8 bombs, 135 rupees. He is good to go. He just needs to make his way over to level 5 now, as I believe that is where he'll be going next. He will do the world wrap into that. Let's see if Tairr can pull off a manhandler fight. Doesn't quite get all of them at once, and it looks like he's going to go for sword strats. So, that right there is the issue with sword strats on Manhandla. As you kill more segments, he gets faster and faster. So what you saw on Skaf1aw's side is the world wrap. The world wrap basically is where you go to the left on a screen that's at the edge of the world and the game doesn't quite know what to do. So it puts you to the right, but one screen upward. So it looks like Ska is about to head over to the north to the Lost Hills to go to level 5. Tairr trying again with the sword strats on Manhandla, which, given his bomb count, is not the worst idea in the world, especially being at 0. This is looking a little bit rough for Tairr. Skaf1aw going ahead and setting up the screen wrap to go over to level 5 without having to go up the mountain. Now the difficulty with 5 is that the enemies in here do a lot of damage. Most enemies in this dungeon will deal 2 hearts of damage. Now with White Sword, the issue is mitigated a little bit because you have a little bit more offensive power yourself. But when you come in here with just a wood sword, it can be very sketchy. And this room right here is why the block clip is so useful. Normally, you would have to fight all 5 of those Dark Nuts to get into the staircase, but with the block clip, you just walk on through like it's nothing. Tairr's going to once again go for Manhandle sword strats. Manhandle with just the white sword is a very difficult enemy to take out. Because again, he starts moving faster the more heads he loses. It's like Skaf1aw had a little bit of difficulty with these Dark Nuts. And he is out of bombs. He's going to have to sword the rest of these guys down. I have not seen Tairr go for the shoot room yet. It looks like he's trying to rely on the random bombs from Dark Nuts, which, if you're going for the lucky bomb drop, you want the Dark Nuts to be on kills 1, 6, and 8, as those are your bomb drop chances. That was a force 5. That will overtake the random drop. Skaf1aw has picked up his recorder. So the recorder allows you to do 3 things. It allows you to kill Digdoggers, which is required in a couple of dungeons. It allows you to open the way to level 7. And it also allows you to warp to any dungeon you've already previously visited. So that could be basically the way the warp system works with the whistle. Ooh, getting down to 1 head left. This is where I could definitely see White Sword strats being useful, and it looks like he is going to pull it off this time. Tairr will go ahead and finish off level 3. So the way the whistle works is if you're facing down and left, you will decrement the warp whistle counter by 1. If you're facing up or right, you will increment it by 1. And the counter starts at level 1. Looks like Skaf1aw is going to take a little bit of time and go for some bombs. Definitely not a bad idea, having only 4 at the time. Tairr going ahead and buying his meat. Looks like he's going to be making his required purchases now. So when to 5 required purchases? Generally, you want to make your required purchases after level 5, as it makes menuing out of level 5 a little bit quicker. However, you do eventually have to buy them anyway. So what you saw there on Skaf1aw's side was he basically laid the bomb, then immediately whistled. And what happens is the bomb timer is still running while the whistle is being played. So it'll go off instantly once the whistle gets done. And he will be able to get that first hit on that Digdogger. Then he just wood swords the Digdogger down. You can also leave level 5 with only 1 bomb, depending on your route. If you go through 3 first, what you'll do sometimes is you'll go down to 1 bomb. Use the bomb, immediately whistle, because you don't have to menu to it, and then do level 2 after level 5, and that'll reset, and that'll bring your bombs back up. Because there are 2 guaranteed bomb drops in level 2. Tairr is making his way through level 4 now. We'll see if he goes for the ladder clip or if he goes around. Now remember, he has to save at least 2 of these bombs that he has for the end game, or rather to get through this dungeon. It looks like he is going to be using stand arrow strats in level 4, which is something you don't really ever see, as most runners, again, will not make their purchases until after they've completed level 5. Now, I do not recall seeing Tairr pick up a blue candle. He may be going for the red candle route. Tairr has picked up his ladder. He will now be able to complete levels 4, 5, 9? I think those are the only ladder block dungeons. And even then, I don't know if 9 is actually ladder blocked or if there's another path that gets around it. In any case, he'll be able to complete the game. He will also be able to do the world map if he so chooses. Skaf1aw opting to do a combination of arrow and white sword strats. So you're seeing there what the actual intended use of the bait, besides just getting rid of the Skaf1aw. This is the only room where the bait's required, because there's no way to pass through the Skaf1aw to get through that door. Basically, what you have to do is place the meat anywhere in that room and he goes away. But the other thing the meat can do is certain enemies are attracted to the meat as they want some food. So they will go towards the meat, and the gorillas definitely are one of those enemies. So strictly speaking, red candle is slower than blue candle. It costs less time to go and pick up the red candle than oh! Tairr taking a death on Gliok. So, strictly speaking, it's less time to pick up the blue candle and then not have to get the red candle here in 7 than to pick up the red candle, but depending on your money situation and if you want to do double hundo or not, you could very well pick up the red candle here. It looks like Skaf1aw is going to go for an extra key. No, he's going for extra bombs. Never mind. I thought that was a key drop room. That's interesting. So, the trouble with Gliok. The trouble with Gliok is that Gliok is a difficult enemy to fight with low health, because the moment he fires off a fireball, that can be the only fireball that's active on screen. However, the moment it disappears, he'll fire another one. If you get hit by one, it's very easy to get just comboed to death by Gliok. We're seeing a lot of arrow strats out of Tairr. So Skaf1aw is going to be heading towards the boss of level 7. And here you can see Tairr is focused a little bit more on dodging the fireballs than he is fighting Ganon. But you saw it right there, how quickly that second fireball came out as soon as Tairr got hit. Gliok can very quickly end your life if you get comboed by him, and this head is not giving Tairr many options to move. So if you're fighting the Gliok, and you're going to take a hit, you want to take a hit from one of the heads that's attached to the body. They only deal 3/8 of a heart of damage. So we have Tairr heading towards what looks to be the 100 secret. No, wait, I don't believe he picked up the candle. He may just be going straight for the world map, which is fair. Skaf1aw has picked up his magical sword. So if you guys like what you're seeing here, please give both of our runners, Skaf1aw and Tairr, a follow. Also give our restreamer Angry Larry a follow. And from what I understand in chat, my apologies to you, Larry. I literally cannot hear you. I have not been able to hear you all night. Like, the only reason I was able to hear you earlier is because I turned my volume like to its maximum. So my apologies if it seems like I'm being rude about that. Level 6. This is our first dungeon with restreams in it, and it's very easy to lose a bunch of time here for really just small things. This could be getting swallowed by a like, it could be losing beam swords, it could be taking a wizard bop to the face. Like that. 6 is generally a dungeon you want to fight as little as possible. So you're only going to fight wizards in the 2 required wizard rooms, which are the one you just saw, Magical Breakfast 1 and Magical Breakfast 2, which is what's coming up. The beauty of the magic sword is, as you're seeing, it can kill virus in 1 hit. So it makes them bomb droppers now in later dungeons. And this is exactly the kind of thing that I mean when the magical breakfast streams can leave you a bit of time just for small stuff. Looks like Tairr is going to go up the mountain. He has gotten 10 hearts now. So you may say, okay, well, why not just skip all the hearts and just go as fast as possible? And the answer is Magic Sword. The Magical Sword is so much faster in a lot of cases, especially in 3-1 where you don't pick up the white sword, that it's worth going and getting those couple of extra hearts and taking those text boxes. Not the ideal spawn on Goma for Skaf1aw. You generally want Goma to spawn and go immediately down so that you can just kill him and move straight through the room with effectively no stopping. So we're going to see Skaf1aw now whistle to level 2 and go to level 8. Now, the reason Red Candle route works in first quest is you don't need a blue candle to get into level 8, and you can get the red candle out of 7 without needing a candle. If you do decide to try second quest, this will not work. The red candle is still in level 7, but it's behind a burn bush, and you will need a blue candle to get in there. So level 8 is a very short dungeon in terms of rooms, a very difficult dungeon in terms of combat. Well, maybe not necessarily very difficult, but it can be a difficult dungeon in terms of combat. As you can see here, the blue lagoons are quite strong in this dungeon. And much like level 6, actually I'd say more than level 6, you can lose a lot of time in level 2 just to rough dark nuts, taking hits on, say, fireballs or the dark nuts themselves. There's a lot of ways to lose time in 8. You will need 1 bomb to complete this dungeon. Ooh, getting a clock drop from the enemies in that room, but more importantly on Tairr's side, he gets the recorder and gets the lucky fairy drop, giving him the health he needs to ensure he can complete this dungeon. Now this is where the blue lagoons start to hurt. Notice Skaf1aw's life count. He's down to 1 heart. 2 fireballs or 1 bot from a blue dark nut will kill him. He has to be very careful here. And he also cannot just go, oh! Takes a death from having the dark nut thrown right at him. Skaf1aw is going to have to retry level 8, and we're going to see how well Tairr handles level 5. Looks like Skaf1aw is going to whistle to level 7 to get a fairy heal, which definitely is not a bad idea. So getting this fairy heal pretty much ensures that he'll be going back into level 2 with full health like he, or level 8 with full health like he did last time. We have not seen either player pick up a blue or red potion yet. Now, neither player has gotten the letter that is up in the northeast that you would see on the double hunter route, but you normally will never see the letter. If a player is going to pick up a potion, they will take it out of a bonus cave or a heart container cave that they normally would skip. And oftentimes on things like PB runs, or if the person is very confident, they will not get the potion, but you may see more potions than usual in this tournament because they are safer for races. And we've seen a couple deaths in this race, so let's talk about what happens if you do die. You must return to the screen you died on. 9 times out of 10, this is not an issue. Some cases where it can be an issue are in level 5, where it's faster to Up+A out. Level 1, if you die in the bow room, you must return back to the bow room. And if you are taking the 2 first route and going up to the waterfall, you will have to return to the waterfall if you die. So that bomb wall up to the north leads to the magical key. Ooh, a very good fairy for Skaf1aw. And Tairr gets a beautiful Dig Dogger fight. Absolutely flawless there. And he will pick up his Triforce out of level 5. And for those of you who cannot see his splits, Tairr went in 6 minutes behind. Or Tairr came out of level 4 6 minutes behind. He regained 5 minutes on that level 5 split. Which is definitely an impressive amount of time to make back up. Skaf1aw will now be heading towards the Gliok in level 8. I'm going to take care of these Bull's voice. There is a way to just invincibility frame or iframe through them, but by no means is it required, and it's just a matter of how comfortable you are doing that versus just pulling the arrows out and taking them down. It is strictly slower, but again, dying is slower than not. Skaf1aw is picking up his 8th and final Triforce piece. He will be going into level 9. Now, Sky's going to need to get 3 things at level 9. He's going to need to kill Ganon, save Zelda, both of which are next to each other, and he will also have to get the silver arrows. And the silver arrows are in a room known as Reverse C. It is a room full of Wizrobes that is basically very mean to the players, unless they have Beam Sword, which makes it quite a bit less dangerous. Looks like Skaf1aw is going to take the detour to go ahead and get his safety potion. Definitely not a bad call. Level 9 is a long dungeon, chock full of Wizrobes, which do 2 hearts apiece for the blues, 1 heart apiece for the orange ones on touch damage, and a whopping 4 hearts for their spells, which is as much damage as Ganon does with a Hyrule Driver, which is a touch damage. Now, Skaf1aw is going to need at least 1 bomb drop in level 9 in order to complete the dungeon, as I believe you need 6 bombs just to get through bomb walls. With the magical sword, he won't have to worry too much about using bombs in combat unless the Wizrobes give him a good pattern to do so, and or forcing a bomb at some point. And here's another example of where the block clip is very useful. Looks like both players opted to do 2 first red candle. So the best thing that can happen in this room is the like lights just go up into that corner and stay there, like they're doing now. Tairr has picked up his red candle. He is going to need a bomb drop in order to complete level 7. This is important. He is going to need to force a bomb on these Dodongos in order to get through level 7. Oh, Tairr is about to be in a very rough situation. He is out of bombs, and he needs a bomb in order to continue on in level 7. Now you'll notice that the Doggers are kind of going crazy here. What you can do is if you kill 1 child of the Dig Dogger, you can leave the room, come back, and all the Dig Doggers will be dead. Oh no! Tairr takes the death before he can get the fairy. Speaking of fairies, Skaf1aw getting that fairy in 9, setting it up with the old man count. So this is an absolutely critical situation for Tairr. He has to get bombs somewhere in this dungeon. Now there is a bomb drop on the ground on the room directly to the right of start. You do have to kill 2 mold arms to get it, but you can get that bomb drop. And in Tairr's case, he may need to. Unless he can get a lucky bomb off of one of the red gorillas on the way. But you definitely do not ever want to put yourself in a situation where you're reliant on a lucky bomb drop if you can help it. Skaf1aw is making his way over to the reverse C room. Gonna go ahead and potion it before going in there. Not a bad idea. Even at 4.5 hearts with no ring, it is still quite a dangerous room to go through. This is where you can see those bombs becoming helpful, and this is the aforementioned notorious reverse C room. This is one of those rooms where you can lose a lot of time in level 9. The bubbles take away your sword ability. The Wizrobes just knock you all over the place. You need to keep at least 2 bombs coming out of this room in order to complete the game. It's a rough room all around. Beam swords help a lot, but it's still just a tough room. And it's probably one of the toughest, if not the absolute toughest room in the game. Tairr taking another death in level 7, trying to fight off the blue gorillas. 7 does have a lot of bombs, and if he decides to kill this last gorilla, based on what I'm hearing in chat, there is a bomb drop in that room. Does get the lucky bombs off of the gorilla, and takes another death. Skaf1aw gonna go ahead and go towards Ganon now. He has the silver arrows. He just needs to kill the pig. Tairr going for a round 4 on level 7. Gets clipped in the door. That is rough. And he still has that Dig Dogger to take care of. Hopefully he knows about the kill 1 and leave strat. And, oh, 2 quick pop shots puts Skaf1aw down to 1 heart. He is going to use his final potion. We'll see what he does from here. Does get the lucky heart, but, oh, takes another face shot by the blue Wizrobe, but he will clear the room and he will be able to move on. At this point, Skaf1aw has no more Wizrobes to fight. He may have to punch his way through this next room coming up, but he's going to use the damage boost off of the trap to get a little farther. And with that, he is going to go towards Ganon. Now, before he can fight Ganon, he has to deal with one enemy. Patra 3. This is the only Patra you are required to kill. Although, if you're not comfortable with the Patra 1 skip, you may kill him as well. And as you saw, it does drop some bombs on the ground. Patra 3 is... he's unskippable. He can be pretty mean. If you have enough health to just face tank him, you can just go into the middle and just spam sword like crazy and he will go down quickly. That is known as 100% strats. Tairr continuing to make his way through this level 7 as Skaf finds Ganon. Or finds Ganon, reaches Ganon. Gets a beautiful, perfect Ganon fight. And with that, we will have Skaf finishing with an official SRL time of 40 minutes and 41 seconds. That is an improvement over his SRL race PB of 41:45. And it looks like it is 4 minutes and 20 seconds off of his regular PB. The beautiful Ganon fight and a well-fought Patra 3. We'll now see if Tairr is going to be able to make his way through level 7. I would expect to see at this point that if Tairr does take another death, he will just go ahead and go to the Fairy Fountain and get that free heal before he comes back. And, oh, takes a death to the Dig Dogger, losing that bomb. We may be getting Skaf1aw in here with us momentarily.
Hello.
Hello, Skaf1aw. GG.
Thank you. Whew. That ending, though.
So, how about that level 8?
Yeah, I was practicing that before I went in, and Blue Lagoon 2 just got to me. I just don't have those movement patterns down for those dark nuts.
Blue Lagoon 2 is definitely a very, very tough room to get through. Tairr is currently fighting his way through level 7. He has been having some bomb issues in this seed.
Ooh.
Or seed. I'm thinking randomizer. I'm sorry, guys. He has been having some bomb issues in this run and some health issues. He's died a couple of times in level 7 trying to get past this Dig Dogger.
Ooh.
Looks like he's going to miss the bomb there. He's going to opt to wait until he can get another opportunity to record it down the Dig Dogger. However, he did have a beautiful level 5 where he was able to make up 5 of those minutes that he had lost due to the bomb issues.
Did he have trouble at the start? I saw he typed something into the IRC, like when I was leaving too.
Yes. What had happened was he was having trouble lining the Dodongo up in level 2 to get the forced bomb on him and ended up running out of bombs.
Oh. Oh yeah, and I just remembered in 7 I got that bop from the bubble into a clock in the Wallmaster room. That wasn't cool.
Yes, those bubbles are definitely nasty enemies to have to deal with.
Yeah, I got Wallmastered to my first round too. That room's just not agreeing with me.
So we've talked about the bad, let's talk about the good. Both Gleeok flights were very well executed, as well as that perfect Ganon fight.
Yeah, I've had a power pack for like 5 months now. I've probably, in all real time, I've only run this game for like 3 months, I would say. I took like a good 4-month break and came back, you know, at the beginning of the first round. And that was basically me getting back into the game. But I finally got my power pack set up with the help of John Tabin, one of my close friends, and that allowed me to go through and work out that Ganon fight, because that's where a lot of my runs that were on PB pace would usually end up dying at, would be at Ganon. Because I had an idea of how he moved, but I just hadn't practiced it, so I didn't have a solid understanding. But I think I got him down pretty well now.
And you also had made the choice to go for Red Candle. So if I may ask, what generally pushes you to take the Red Candle route over the Blue Candle route?
It has a lot to do with the fact that you don't have to pick up the rupees early on to get the Blue Candle. I might be switching to the Northeast 100 secret after this race. Actually, I didn't want to change anything, you know, because I just was practicing today. But I might be going to the Northeast 100 Red Candle route because it's just less money generation and you can save. I'm sure John would tell you, and I'm not sure, but it does save a little bit of time. The spawns are a little more difficult in 7, but I feel like I'm pretty used to it at this point.
Tairr has gone ahead and picked up his magical sword.
Very
He'll be
nice.
moving on to level 6.
And I haven't seen him around. Is he a fairly newer runner?
That is the impression that I have. I believe he's coming over from the Link to the Past side of things.
Ah.
Which again, for those of you who don't know Tairr in this community, he is a both Link to the Past vanilla and randomizer runner, although I will have to get confirmation on the Link to the Past vanilla. Looks like he has learned the lesson that the Wizrobes do 4 hearts of damage with their beams. At least the orange ones do.
And I've just improved my Wizrobe combat recently by help from John Tabin once again, helping me to understand a little bit more of how they function and wanting to stay like a half tile underneath where they are horizontally, and for what he says is to not make eye contact with them, and that will cause them to shoot less beams directly at you, which is something I've always had an issue with.
So something else that I saw you have that was very interesting was, I believe, very many bomb drops. It looked like at no point in the seed were you concerned about bombs. Or run! Ah! Rabbits! Rabbits!
They die hard, don't they? That's actually something that I've worked on in this past week, because I've had a few PB attempts that died out by not having enough bombs. And working a lot. I did it pretty poorly in the recorder room, working on trying to get in there with like an 8 or a 9 count so I can force bombs in the first or the second kill without getting hit, but obviously that didn't work out this time. But yeah, a lot of my I don't want to say routing, but a lot of what I do now is based around making sure that I can almost always have at least 2 bombs.
Looks like Tairr took another death in level 6. Combat has honestly been right up there with the bomb issues were the other problem, and now combat is proving to be just a bit difficult, especially with these Wizrobes.
I mean, Wizrobes are never easy. That's for certain. One of the most deadly early on. They're one of the most deadly enemies in the entire game.
Although we do need to give props to Tairr because he is going the no blue ring route.
Oh wow, that's impressive. I definitely did not do that starting out. I had to have the blue ring. I couldn't get through. Heck, I couldn't get through 3 fighting the Dark Nuts without the blue ring.
The good news for Tairr is that the magical breakfast rooms, because of those bubbles, they will never respawn unless he leaves the dungeon.
Yeah, that is a godsend. It's just tricky getting to, after Magical Breakfast Room 1, the next 2 rooms. If you don't get through quick enough, you can get gunned down very fast. Especially with that low level of health.
Absolutely. It looks like he is now in Magical Breakfast 2. If he can get through Magical Breakfast 2, he will be in good shape. But on the other hand, he could whistle over to 7 and get a health refill. Then he'd have to clear Magical Breakfast 1 again.
Yep. I just see you taking a death there. That's probably what I would do would be to, at this point, either leave, get a refill and come back, or I would go through this left wizard room. And if I didn't get any heart drops, I would probably go back to the right wizard room, right inside the door, kill all of these guys. And he's not getting any heart drops. Oh, there's one.
You know, if he still has a couple bonus caves left, he could go and grab a potion.
Oh yeah, that's very true. Has he not picked one up yet?
Not that I've seen, no. So let me just say once again, please give both of our runners, Skaf1aw, which it did take me a little bit to get the pronunciation right, and Tairr a follow, as well as our restreamer, Angry Larry.
Yeah, huge shout out to Angry Larry. He's picked up a lot of matches to restream.
Looks like Tairr is going to leave level 6.
Going to 3, he's probably headed over to that fairy fountain, I would assume.
That's very likely. He may also be thinking about getting the potion over by the coast and gets flubbered. It is really easy to get flubbered.
Looking at the available hearts he has left, it looks like he does have 2 he can pick up. Probably this one he's walking towards right now, and then probably the one on the coast that you have to bomb into.
And that, folks, was the absolutely wonderful voice of Angry Larry, who I can now hear.
Yeah, it took a little while to go through, especially when OBS was actually displaying my voice. But yeah, I'm sorry about that.
Oh, he grabbed the potion.
I definitely don't disagree with that move, as 6 has just been proven to be rough.
Question here is, does he go to the fairy fountain now before he goes back?
Looks like he is.
Yeah, he has to whistle over to 7 anyway to do it, so he might as well just take the trip east.
Yeah, I'm a few seconds behind you guys.
Oh, and to answer the question in chat, I believe emulators have a difficulty showing the red Wiz robes.
Oh yeah, it's certain ROMs do that, because 4i Steven, back when I first started and we were both on emulators, he had a ROM that was very bad about showing the Wiz robes, and it gave him a lot of difficulty. And mine was a lot better at it, and I ended up sending it to him, and it improved drastically.
I first found out that flaw in my ROM when randomizers started putting Wiz robes on the overworld.
Oh yeah, that'd be a nightmare.
Yeah, I just kept running into him, and I didn't know what was going on.
Yep, my ROM is also bad about it, and I've gotten to the point where I just like pause for half a second to let them show up.
Probably the easier way of dealing with them.
Tairr is going to have to do Magical Breakfast 1 again, but with the potion and with the hearts, he should be able to get through this room without many difficulties.
Oh wow. He got caught by that bubble though.
He did get the bomb drop.
I'm okay with dying there if I'm him without wasting the potion. Just go back in, try it again. Use the potion once you're beyond that room if you need it. But then again, you start with 3 hearts, so I guess there is a conundrum there.
In terms of resource management, his best bet may be to have gone back to level 7, gone back to the fairy fountain, and then walked back to 6.
Does he still have the South Coast option of a heart or a potion later on?
I believe that's the last one he has left, yes.
Okay.
Interesting that he's not attempting to use bombs to help deal with these wizards a little quicker.
Might be saving them for Breakfast Room 2.
That may well be. Looks like he's gonna go pure sword.
Well, he got the wizards down, so that's important. That's the important part of that room.
He is just one arrow away from being done with this level 6. Does get the 1 cycle and picks up his Triforce.
Awesome.
So now he's going to whistle over to level 2 and make his way into level 8. Because I'm pretty sure that's where he's trying to go. Gonna do is burn the bush. And now let's see how Tairr fares against the Blue Lagoons.
It'd be interesting. He's still got half a potion, right?
Yes, and he is close to the coast heart if he wants to grab the other potion there. Now, it looks like his combat against Darknuts is a bit smoother than his combat against Wizrubs, which will help him out a lot.
Heck, his combat versus the Darknuts might be better than mine.
Ooh, takes a couple hits there, but gets the lucky fairy drop if he can go and pick it up. Looks like he took the Kamiyuk approach, fighting over the shoulder of one enemy to kill the next one behind him. Down to half a heart, he's going to use his potion here, and that is definitely the correct play.
Oh yeah, definitely.
We go through the stair. Let's see how he fares against the four-headed Gliok. Opting not to use arrows to get through these pulls voice, and is he gonna go the long way? Looks like he is going to go the long way.
Interesting.
No, maybe not. Maybe he just wanted the key. I mean, this will allow him to not have to pick up any keys in level 9 if he so chooses. Looks like he's going for face tank the Gleeok strats, and does get it.
It's pretty well executed.
Absolutely, especially with the health he went in with.
Yeah.
With that, Tairr is off to level 9. He may opt to go back to the coast to get that potion. Oh, he's gonna go get the letter.
Oh, yeah. That's probably a smart play here.
Absolutely. Especially given that there's a 100 secret right next to level 7, he may opt to just buy a potion.
This is where I lose track of things between randomizer and vanilla. Where is
maybe going?
Yeah, is there a potion vendor up here?
Yeah, there is one to the left of level 9. One
Yes.
screen.
Okay.
Which, if you don't know what's in like the caves that aren't, if you do speedrun this game and you don't know what's in the caves that aren't important, don't feel bad about it. Some of these caves are very obscure, like the meat shop in the northwest corner.
Yeah, and randomizer just jades you on like where all these vendors are.
Well, it's randomizer. You just like open stuff and break. That's all you do. But you learn where all the caves are. You just don't know what's in them in vanilla.
It looked like he thought that he had enough for the red potion originally.
That could very well be. Now, Tairr is going to need a bomb drop at some point in this 9. Thankfully, the room directly to the south of where you come out of this staircase, the spiral room with the light lakes, that room is chock full of fires.
Well, there is also the static bomb drop from Patra 1.
That is correct. And given that, and given how Tairr has been playing, I imagine he will attempt to kill the Patra 1. Tairr does now have enough keys to complete the seed. Looks like he will be fighting Patra 1.
Did you say seed again?
I did say seed again. Larry, slap me next time I do that, please. Or Ska. Or anyone.
Oh, he got the bad, killed the wrong bit of the Patra and got the expanding, stuck on the expanding pattern.
Well, being stuck on the expanding pattern isn't necessarily the worst thing in the world because you know exactly where every bee is going to be at that point. Sure, it's not as quick as just having it be locked in no pulse. Ooh, interesting. Bombing the old man.
Oh.
And this Wizard room just saying, no, we take no prisoners.
Ooh, ooh. That is a very rough greeting.
Although for level 9, it is relatively fitting.
Yeah.
Looked like he was fishing for a heart drop and did get one. Looks like he's also going to go for the Patra 2 kill. Oh, boy. Say hello to Glitched Patra, everyone.
Oh, wow.
This is something you normally only see in Randomizer, but it can't happen in vanilla if you kill the wrong B of the Patra.
I've been told it's also has something to do with fighting the Patra from the right side that will cause this to happen.
That could very well be. I would defer to folks in the community who are familiar with the coding.
Yeah, I learned that from Fiskbit. He's the, as far as I know, he's dug the most into this game out of anybody that I've met so far, with him building a ROM hack for it.
Is the guru,
Yeah.
as it were. Oh, just missing going up that block. Now, he can use up to 3. Oh, takes the death in reverse C.
Oh, no.
And remember, he will have to fight that wizard room to get into the staircase again.
And if it was me at this point, having the letter... I can't remember if you can buy multiple potions from the same shop or not. Remember if it restocks when you walk out and walk back in.
Yes. I think...
I think my play would be grab probably that 100 secret near 7, get the fairy fountain, then come back up here, buy a red potion, and hit. If I was in that situation.
Yeah, that definitely would be the best. That'd probably be the best play to make. He could get a free potion out of the coast, but that's more out of the way than just getting the 100 secret near 7.
Plus, you have the fairy fountain right there at 7 anyways, so... You'd get the potion and you'd get the refill as well.
It looks like he is going to make a play for the red ring.
Oh.
You know, I would say given the situation he's in, this is definitely not a bad call to make.
No, it
He knows
opens
he's
up a lot of tanking ability.
He knows he's having difficulty with the witch robes. If he gets this, gets that potion and the fairy fountain, he should be okay, but ooh. Takes a death to the wizard beams.
Oh.
Looks like he's gonna try for it again. He may actually be best off going to get the potions and such now, then come and get the red ring, and let the red ring help mitigate the one potion usage if he needs one. But again, mad props to Tairr for continuing to go through this run even after all that it has put him through.
Yeah, absolutely. It can get you down really fast once you start getting those cascading deaths like you did at 6. I had something similar to that happen in my first round, and it really got in my head and messed my run all up, but I powered through and stuck it out.
Oh, that is a tough death to take. He takes the death before the bomb goes off, so he'll have to re-bomb that wall.
That hurts.
And this honestly is a very punishing game. Like, just in general, it is very punishing and very, what's the word?
Forgiving?
I forget the word.
Unforgiving?
Yes, that's the word I'm thinking of. Thank you. Well, it looks like he is going to at least get the fairy heal. We'll see if he decides to get the 100 secret in the potion. Now, there is a glitch you can do with the fairy healing ring. It will not be used in this tournament because this is no Up+A. But if you are in the middle of fairy healing and do Up+A in either any percent with Up+A or randomizer or just your regular playthroughs, you will return to the start, but your health will constantly be refilling. And until you take some hits, you're pretty much invincible. Or until your health gets really full. My apologies. Until your health is full, you're basically invincible. Yeah, not taking hits leads to not taking damage. Who knew? Four Eye Steven in chat has come up with some words to describe this game. Brutal, evil, demanding, demoralizing, soul-crushing, and awesome. Yes, all of those, and I would add on to that rewarding when you do pull things off flawlessly. Like, Tairr's level 5 honestly was... His 5 was quite good. Again, you can see it on his split, how he regained back 5 minutes. Well, okay, you guys can't see it because you're seeing the gameplay, but on his splits, he did regain 5 minutes back in level 5, which is definitely not an insignificant amount of time. Looks like he's going to go back for that red ring. Now he's down to 1 bomb. He cannot take a death at this point. Okay, he does get the bomb wall open and gets the lucky bombs. That is an absolutely wonderful bomb drop for Tairr. He's going to clip into the blocks, gets the clip, and gets the red ring. His defense is now quadrupled, which the easiest way to think of that is he effectively now has 56 hearts at his disposal, effectively? Is it 56? No, it's not 56. It's way too high. Actually, no, it is 56. Yeah, I think it's like 56 hearts or something like that. So with that red ring, hopefully he will be able to go ahead and finish out this run. He still has the free potion in the Heart Cave on the coast, and he still has a couple hundred secrets he can pick up. Now, even with the red ring, these witch-robes will still do half a heart of damage each, so he does still need to be careful, but he does have quite a bit more margin for error than he did before. He's going to make another play on the reverse C room. Hopefully he will be able to get his silvers this time and make his way over to Ganon. Tairr getting the clock at the perfect time. He will be able to clear this reverse C with no issues whatsoever. And getting the heart drops on top of that. What a wonderful reverse C this was for Tairr. He now has his silvers. He has 5 hearts, red ring. He's actually in pretty good shape to go ahead and finish this out. Ooh, but he does take a couple unfortunate bops from the Wizrobes.
Yeah, even getting the silvers and coming back out isn't always safe.
Absolutely. But that red ring is definitely paying off right now. As long as he bumps to the left in this room, he'll only have one more Resro Bloom to clear before Ganon.
Ooh, catching
Now-
beams on the way out.
Oh no! He takes a death.
Oh man, and down to the last Wizrobe too. At least the last blue one.
This may be the time for him to go ahead and just get the potion. If he decides to do that. Making his way through the like room again. Looked like he was prepared for the times when that blue Wizrobe does not move out of the way. Instead, it just fires a beam directly at you as soon as you walk in.
Yep, I caught one on my way through there. I can remember in the past I'd never had an issue with that until I came back from this big break, and it seems like every time I get to that room I get caught by one now.
Yes, the wizards don't exactly play nice, as we've seen throughout this whole run. So he does have 3 hearts. Let's see where he goes from here. Now, if he does kill out this wizard room that contains the staircase, I don't think he will want to leave the dungeon at that point, because it will stay permanently dead as long as he does not leave. Very clean fight in this room from Tairr on the second round.
Oh, nice.
All he's got to do is take out Patra 3, which with Red Ring, Magic Sword. Well, first he's got to get through this.
The old trap room.
Yep. Sees that he does not have a potion, but he does open up the bomb wall. He'll be very happy to see this room.
So 1 heart with the red ring. What do you have for bops from Patra's?
He can take 2.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was 2 or 1.
No, it's 2. The only thing that will kill him in 1 hit right now is a Orange Wizard Beam or Ganon.
The old Ganon.
Although now he will die in 1 hit.
Oh, getting trapped by that Patra.
I definitely like taking it nice and easy on this Patra with his health situation. And gets the fairy drop.
Oh, nice.
That is huge for Tairr. That may actually be what gets him this Ganon fight. Now, I'm not sure if Tairr is familiar with the direct movement to kill Ganon quickly. Looks like he is not, but he's still having a very clean Ganon fight nonetheless. Having a little bit of trouble hitting him, but not taking too many hits. Only 1 high roll driver.
Never heard it called that before.
Yes, that's a randomizer term. Looks like Tairr will be finishing with an official SRL time of 1:24:11. Everybody, let's get some GGs in chat for Tairr, sticking it out on this run that just tried to stop him, tried to destroy him, and he said, no, I'm making this happen.